Well, good afternoon. Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Linda Jordan with LRJ Coaching and Business Solutions. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. I know that I am. So, today I have a lovely guest, and I'll introduce her in a few moments. But I just want to remind all of you, if you have any questions, go out to lindajordan.com to my website, and you'll get all my information as well as your free obtain a free 30-minute consultation call or coaching call or discovery call, whatever is in your mind that you need. And we'll get that set up for you. And just be on the lookout. Also, coming soon, I am creating a Illuminate Your Potential Academy. So more to come on that. So without further ado, I want to introduce my guest today. It is the fabulous Paula Fallon with Fierce Wellness Holistic Living. To tell you a little bit about Paula, so after years of yo-yo dieting, Paula decided to stop dieting and lose the weight for good. Now, don't we all want to be able to do that? So eating foods she loves while building a six-figure business. Now, that's even better. Paula's FML method is the cornerstone of her program. Paula's clients walk away with three outcomes. First one, simple solutions so you can eat to thrive. Number two, a plan that works for your individual lifestyle. And number three, life hacks for ensuring success as a certified holistic health coach. Paula helps successful entrepreneurs create the outcome they desire while they're skyrocketing their business and their lives. So, without further ado, the fabulous Paula Fallon. Hi, Paula.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Doing fabulous. Doing fabulous. So, thank you so much for joining me on my show today with Real Talk with Dr. Linda. So, let's just jump right into it because, it's January. Everybody's made these resolutions of losing weight. I'm guilty. I did as well. So, tell us about how you were able to get rid of that or stop doing that yo-yo dieting and just lose the weight for good. Because trust me, I know everybody wants to know that.
Well, we just have to stop dieting is the secret there. And it's a secret that the diet industry, which makes about 73 million a year, they don't want us to know that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a reason why we diet, lose the weight, gain the weight back, go on another diet, lose the weight, gain the weight back. Because really what we need to be doing is eating to thrive. We need to be eating in a way that supports optimal health and supports optimal weight, whatever that looks like for our body. And people need to understand that that shifts over time. You can't expect to be the same weight in your 50s that you were in your 20s. So, it's like the different phases of life we go through, right?
Right.
Babies, toddlers, elementary schoolers, middle schoolers, high schoolers, it's all these phases that we move through. And if we can think of it in terms of what was our growth like from the time we were born to the time we were 18 and understand that that journey continues throughout our lives. So our bodies are going to change depending on if we've had kids or not.
Right.
Have perimenopausal, premenopausal, postmenopausal, all of these things factor in, and all of these things affect our ability to lose weight and keep it off. And so, we just have to stop this crazy dieting. It's ridiculous.
Yes, we do. So tell us a little bit more about when you say, yes, stop the dieting, and people say, yeah, easier said than done. How do you just stop the dieting?
Listen, can I just say, I just wish we could eliminate the word diet from the vocabulary.
From the vocabulary, yeah.
I just wish it would disappear because it would really solve a lot of problems in people's mindset. We have this mindset around the fact that if we're carrying extra weight, all we need to do is, eat less, exercise more, get down to our weight, and everything's going to be great. And that is a big lie. we should be looking at, like, what does my lifestyle look like and how can I eat in a way that supports that? So what I mean by that is, if you're an athlete and you're competing, obviously your lifestyle is different than other people. So you need to eat in a manner that's going to support that lifestyle. If you're a person who sits at a desk all day long and you don't really get to move that much, then we need to come up with a solution that's going to support you nutritionally and help you lose the weight while you have that lifestyle. Maybe increase a little bit of the movement when you're not sitting at your desk getting your work done. But listen, we've all been sitting around for the last 2 years, right? So
Yeah.
42,
Yeah, we got to be working while we're sitting.
oh my gosh, 42% of the population has gained at least 30 pounds. So I want all of you to know that you're not alone. Okay.
Right.
It's a thing. It really is. But
Right.
until we stop the dieting and really just learn to get in touch with our bodies again, listen to the signals that they're sending us, interpret those, trust our intuition when it comes
Right.
to what makes us feel good nutritionally and what doesn't, and then creating a plan that can help us get to our goal and then maintain with ease. You know, it's not something that most people can do on their own, because when you go out into the world to seek information, you're completely overwhelmed because the diet industry has so much to offer.
Right.
And most people really just shut down because they're on information overload and they can't decipher. And even when you go on a diet, let's say you made a New Year's resolution, you started January 1st. Do you know that most people by the 3rd week in January are like, I'm not doing this. Can't do it.
Very true. Right. Because they didn't lose 2 pounds and
Right.
they're saying that, okay, it's over.
Yeah.
And of course, my doorbell's ringing.
Of course.
But hey, this is real life.
Do you need to go get it? Because I could
No,
talk.
I think, yeah. I'm not sure who's at my door.
I love it. I love it. Maybe they want to hear more about what we're talking about. They heard you through the door crack. They're like, let me in. Give me the goods.
Yeah. Oh, what? This has never happened before. But keep talking, Paula. Let me go check and see who's at the door.
My husband set off the fire alarm in the house one day when I was doing a Facebook Live. So it's funny.
Well, while I'm going to check to see who's at the door, tell us about the FML method.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All righty. So what we really want to do is focus on how we feel inside of our bodies, because the way we feel shows up in the world. It shows up in our business. It shows up in our relationships. It shows up in our health. And with everything that we've been concerned about in the last few years, from the health perspective, carrying that extra weight, even if it isn't affecting you at this particular moment in time, carrying that extra weight is going to present opportunities for things to crop up health-wise. High blood pressure, heart issues, diabetes, it's, you know, and other autoimmune issues that are going to crop up. And you may even have some of that going on right now and you're not even aware of it. But for example, if you always have heartburn and you're just popping a pill so you could eat whatever you want, that's your body's way of screaming at you. Something you're doing is upsetting me. I don't like it. Please stop it. I'm on fire. And I had a client who did it for 10 years. And by the time he finally got so bad that he reached out for help, he had been creating chaos in his body for 10 years. And it takes a while to undo that, right? But it can be undone. So the method that I use with my clients is the FML method. And we focus on food, movement, and love. And when I talk about love, I mean love of self. You know, we're taught in this society that, you know, it's selfish to put ourselves first, especially as women, right? But men too. And it's selfish to put ourselves first. It's selfish to make what we need to do for ourselves nutritionally and movement wise a priority over every single thing in our lives. And I was actually told that by my first husband. When I started my journey, he kept telling me over and over and over again, you're so selfish. I can't believe how selfish you are. Because my attitude was, I don't care what's happening today. I'm getting to the gym and I'm eating right. And everything else comes second to that. And here's what happens when you do that. It changes every area of your life. You start sleeping better. You start physically feeling better. And because you're feeling better, you show up in a much different way to your clients, in your relationships, growing a business, attracting new clients. It literally affects every area of your life. It affects you mentally, physically, and emotionally. And it's always affecting you in a positive way when you decide that you have that you are valuable enough, right? That you're important enough that you're going to make yourself a priority. Because if you don't make yourself a priority, I promise you, you will not age well, and you're going to walk into health issues in your older age. I was speaking on stage yesterday, and we were talking about why is it important to care about our weight. And we were talking about the different kinds of foods that people eat. And I said, think of it this way, if you are buying produce and that produce is sprayed with pesticides, and you bring it home and you wash it and everything, and you do all the right things, right? But you might not get all of the pesticides out. There's a dirty 15 list of fruits and vegetables that really actually absorb the pesticides all the way to the core. So you're still
gosh.
Right?
I didn't need to hear that part.
Yeah. If you don't buy anything organic other than the dirty 15, that's what you need to do. But what's the difference between you and a bug? Want to take a stab at that, Linda? What's the difference?
Between me and a bug?
Yeah.
I'm bigger.
You're bigger. That's the difference. It takes you longer to die from what they're putting on there to kill the bugs.
So
what you're eating has a cumulative effect in your body, right? And what you're eating might not affect you today, but it could affect you 10 years from now. Because our bodies weren't really designed to eat processed foods, and there are 3 levels of processed foods. And the third level is the group that you want to completely stay away from. But what happens is that you hold the things that are in the processed food in your muscles, in your tissues, in your tendons. And, over time, that can create health issues. And when you're eating in a manner that is really healthy and it's creating healthy cells will kill bad cells. But if you got more bad cells than good cells, your body's in trouble.
Right. So question, how do you, to go back a little bit, you mentioned, like with your husband, how does someone, I'll say women, eat healthy when their spouses or the significant other or their partner doesn't want to eat healthy? So you're cooking 2 meals.
No, you're not. Are you the cook? You cook 1 meal.
So
if you are the cook in the house, now I have occasionally do have couples where the person that's having issues is not the cook in the house. Okay. If they have a chef, then I work with the chef's menu and advise them and guide them as to how they can tweak it, because the chef will make whatever you want them to, right? If it's your spouse, that's a little bit of a tougher scenario, but we muddle through that too. We just have to let the person that's cooking, if it's not you, understand how important it is to you. And you really need their support in what you're doing. But if you're the cook, this is what I made for dinner. If you don't like it, go make something else. Linda, isn't that what we were told when we were growing up?
Yeah, you ate whatever's on the table, and if you didn't eat it, you starved.
Exactly. Yeah, like they didn't even let us get anything else.
No, you couldn't get anything else. Yeah, that was it, because there probably wasn't too much left to get.
Right.
So, because I know that there are probably individuals who are listening who are struggling with that. They're having to cook 2 meals, or they're trying to diet, and then someone's snacking right beside them, and they're thinking, oh, that's not healthy. So that's great. Thanks for sharing that regarding, trying not to cook 2 meals, being selective when you go to the grocery store, making sure you're buying healthy foods with less pesticides, which brings up to my next question. How does one know what to buy when it comes to eating healthy and having pesticides? And I really want to know this too, because I have allergies. And so I have to be very picky about what I eat.
Mhm.
And then sometimes I just, I eat a lot of salads, but then I don't know what's on it. So you wash it. Is it really clean? All that good stuff. What you got?
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what I help my clients with all the time. And, just to jump back real quick to the food thing, I raised two children that had food sensitivities and they were sensitive to different kinds of foods. So, as the person that was cooking the meals, I just learned how to balance that to make sure that everybody was getting a healthy carb, fat, and protein at every meal.
Hmm.
And so I just had a little bit more variety.
Okay.
So, because you want each of the kids to have enough of what they need to grow, right? And
Right.
so it's not hard if you know what to do. It's
Mm.
hard if you don't know what to do,
You don't know.
right?
Yeah. That's so, so true.
Yeah, and I believe in the 80-20 rule. I believe if you're doing really well 80% of the time, don't worry about the other 20%.
Percent.
Like,
Yeah.
give yourself grace. Like, this is not about perfection. This is not about doing it right. This is why diets fail. You have to follow rules. You feel deprived. You can't have the glass of wine. You can't eat your chocolate. You have to have the glass of wine if you want it. You have to
Right.
eat the chocolate if you want it.
I'm
I've
going to
been,
eat my chocolate.
oh, me too, all the time. Um, I've been reading ingredient labels for over 30 years, and I taste test products, not only myself personally, but with my family. We actually have taste testing parties.
Oh,
And
wow.
because, you know, trying new products can be expensive. You spend $4 on a box of crackers, you eat one cracker, you throw it in the trash. I'm
Right.
trying to, kind of give people an opportunity to know that there are really good tasting products out there that are healthy because of the ingredients, leaning towards the first or second level of processed food and
Hmm.
being healthier for you and actually not harming you in any way. So, you can still have a cookie, you can still have an ice cream, you can still have pizza night on Friday night, but let's make sure you're getting the correct product so that it's going to work for you from a nutritional standpoint and
Right.
not harm you, especially if you have allergies.
Right. Right.
I also put recipes on my website, which is paulafallon.com, and anyone can sign up to have the recipes drop right in their inbox every Friday. And all of my recipes are based on the autoimmune protocol. And what that means is that eating in the autoimmune protocol manner is really great for people who are fighting autoimmune issues
Okay.
because you're not eating anything that's going to feed that issue. So you're not eating refined sugars. You're not
Hmm.
eating things that are going to spike your sugars. Okay. And so the thing that I love about those recipes and the reason I use them is because anybody can eat them and they're delicious. So
Right.
it's a healthy alternative to everything else out there. So let's say, Linda, you're having allergies, your husband's diabetic, you can take a look at
Oddly,
those.
that is so true. That's exactly our scenario.
Oh, really?
He
Okay.
is a diabetic and I have food allergies. Yes.
Okay. So you can take a look at those and know right away by the ingredients. Okay. Pretty much most of what is he type 1 or type 2?
One.
Okay. That's a little
Wait,
different.
no, type two. Sorry.
If you're
Type
type
two.
2, if you're type
Yes.
2, you can reverse your type 2 diabetes with nutrition and exercise. You can. I promise you, you can.
Oh, I believe it.
So it's taking a look at what the ingredients are. You just pull up the recipe. Oh yeah, we can eat all that. Boom.
Right.
Um, and for people who have chronic issues that have been dealing with chronic pain, here's the thing: every autoimmune issue comes from inflammation in our body.
Hmm.
And we all do things every single day to create inflammation in our bodies. So, how can we balance that out? We can eat a more alkaline diet. We can eat, fresh fruits and vegetables and lean proteins 80% of the time. If we can
Right.
do more than that, great. If not, okay. We can learn how to combine proteins, carbohydrates, and healthy fats at
Hmm.
every meal because they're all like metabolism boosters and they all react together to create optimal health in our body, right?
Right.
There's just so many things that we can do, but the thing is it's as individual as you and I are. You have one situation, your husband has another situation, and
Right.
that's why it's so important to get with somebody who understands that and
Right.
can help you get where you need to go faster.
Right.
And
Exactly. Yeah.
and you really want to address it because especially if you're building a business or you have a business that's just really starting to blow up, it's not going to get easier when you get busier. It's not going to
Right.
get easier when you get more clients. It's not going to get easier when you're making 7 figures. It's going to get harder
Mm-hmm.
because what's going to happen is you're going to keep going down this road that you're already on. And then you're going to potentially have health issues and it's going to get worse.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something that really needs to be addressed now so that you can start creating optimal health. And maybe you're even somebody who's at their ideal weight, has no problem maintaining it, but you're having health issues. Okay, so what can we do for you to create optimal health? Goes right
Right.
back to nutrition and movement and love.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
the love
Exactly.
component is huge. It's about how am I treating myself? How am I caring for myself? Am I setting up boundaries? Do I know how
Mm-hmm.
to say yes and have a
Ah,
yes? Do I know how to say no
no.
and have it be a hard no? These are the only two answers. Am I going to do that? Yes. Am I going to do that? No.
No.
There's really no reason to have a million discussions about every
Right.
single topic, especially when it comes to your health,
Yep.
right?
Exactly.
It's a yes or no thing.
Yep.
Um,
Exactly.
and, and
So I
so,
wanted to go back to what you said earlier, though. For those that are listening, you mentioned having a alkaline diet. Can you go a little bit deeper so that those that are listening will say, "Okay, I know what that means"? Because some people say they think they know what it means, but they may not really. So, from your perspective, what is truly following an alkaline diet?
so there are foods that are acidic in nature, and there are foods that are lean towards more alkalinity in nature. Okay, and sometimes it's counterintuitive. Most people look at a lemon and they say a lemon is acidic.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put lemon in water and drink that first thing in the morning before you drink anything else, you create an environment in your gut that's alkaline. Now, our bodies are trying to always balance the
Mm-hmm.
alkalinity throughout the day. Like a perfect alkaline level for your body is 7.2, and that's where your body fights to stay all day long. And if you're feeding things that are acidic, if you feed yourself acidic things all day long, especially right out of the gate, your body is just struggling all day long to try to get that pH balance, right? And
Right.
so it's working much harder than it needs to. And
Hmm.
the acidity leads to other health issues
Okay.
if you are constantly out of balance. So there I give my clients lists, here are the foods that are really alkaline in nature. Try to incorporate those on a regular basis. Here's some foods that are middle of the road. Here are the ones that are really acidic. They're like once in a while special
Mm-hmm.
treats, that kind of thing. And it's just easier when you have a list that you can look at and just it becomes second nature. At first you might look
Right.
at it a couple times here and there, but it becomes second nature because what happens is when you start feeding your body in a better way, you
Yeah.
start feeling better. And you'll know when you're eating something that isn't right for you because you'll feel terrible.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I can. Yeah. If I eat bread, I'm like, oh gosh, this is not working for me. Although I love bread.
Do you eat sourdough bread?
I used to make sourdough. I just stopped doing it this past fall because my husband was just eating too much. So, but yeah, I make fresh sourdough bread.
Yeah, that's the only bread I eat because while it's not gluten free completely, it's very close to
Yeah.
there's a level of gluten that you have to get to before you're gluten free, but it's a fermented bread and
Yeah.
fermented foods are really good for our gut health. So that's really the only kind of bread we have in our house.
Oh, good. Good to know. And
Yeah,
I like the three things you mentioned, which are movement, nutrition, and love. Say
right.
more about that because people that are listening may be thinking, well, I do move a little bit. How much should I move? Proper nutrition and loving yourself. We should all do that, but sometimes we can't abuse our bodies when we really shouldn't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, here's what I find, and I've been seeing a lot of lately, and I've been seeing a lot of this on social media.
Uh-huh.
We've been under this belief that in order to lose weight, we have to do a ton of cardio, and it's not true. Okay.
Thank
You,
you.
you do not. In fact, I have to tell my clients, stop it. Stop doing an hour of cardio. It's not doing anything for you from a weight loss perspective. And there's better ways to get movement and weight loss exercise in a shorter time span. So you're not
Right.
spending as much time doing a workout. And the one thing that I love, if you're, especially if you're trying to lose weight and a significant amount of weight, is strength training, because strength training strengthens our muscles, helps us with balance, burns more calories, muscle burns fat, speeds up our metabolism, burns more calories all day long if we can get that workout out in the morning. And you can do strength training exercises that are functional in nature. So as we age, all the functions we need to do everyday life are going to be strengthened. That's absolutely hands down the best weight loss exercise you can do. Low impact strength training.
Okay. So, for example, what would be is it like squats, bench press, an example of low impact weight?
Well, you'd have to get either with a trainer if you don't know how to do it, especially if you've never worked out. There are some great programs online. I've been doing Beachbody programs since 2002, like really before anyone really knew who they were. And there's great workouts on there, and you can stream it for $99 a year.
Oh,
And
that's good.
you can modify every workout so that it's low impact. I don't do any of the workouts. Like I don't do any of the, jogging. I don't do any of the burpees. I step everything out. So it's
Right.
low impact, but there's a lot of functional weightlifting moves in there. And so, and my favorite is Autumn Calabrese. So I'm just going to throw it out there. Love her, love her, love her. Because she talks the whole time, and what she breathes into you is uplifting. It's supportive. It not only applies to your workout, but it applies to life, and it's great stuff. Or you could go to a local gym that's a weight loss gym. We have a local one here, which is fabulous. And you can sign up with a private trainer or sign up for group training. And the thing that I do want to emphasize, if you're overweight, especially if you're obese, you should not be doing any kind of impact exercise at all. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to pull something. You're going to hurt your joints. I mean, if you're doing high impact, you really should be at your ideal weight if you're choosing to do that. But it's not necessary. And you can do an amazing strength training workout. And by the time you're done in 30 minutes, you're sweating like unbelievably.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure a lot of people out there are glad to hear that, because, all this cardio, jumping up and down and all that kind of stuff, as you get to a certain age, your knees can't handle it because, it's just not healthy.
The best cardio really is just get outside and walk, because you're in nature, which is soothing. And we need to be out in nature and breathe fresh air. And I had someone today post, I'm trying to I have my Fitbit on and I'm trying to get my heart rate up to this, and I'm trying to get my steps up to this. And I'm like, stop, just stop it. Just go outside and walk.
Right. So we've got a question in the chat, Paula. The question is, what about Pilates?
Oh, Pilates is wonderful. I love Pilates. I do Pilates every week. I do it in a hot yoga studio. It's amazing. I believe there's a great opportunity to combine different types of exercise so you don't get bored. You have that variety because they each bring something different to the table. So I do strength training 2 days a week. I do Pilates 1 day a week. I do Bikram yoga 1 day a week. And then I do a yin yoga, which is a stretch. And then I also go out and ride my bike in the nice weather if I want. I'll switch it out with the different things that I do. The one thing I never really switch out is my strength training.
Okay.
And because that to me is the most important thing. It helps us to stay strong. It helps us to burn calories. It helps us with our balance. So to me, the strength training is the most important component of that. But Pilates is amazing. And I'll tell you why. Pilates is based on focusing on the core of our body. And everything starts in the core, both physically and nutritionally. Your gut health is in your core, and that affects every area of your life. It affects your mood, your attitude, your emotional health, your mental health. And then physically, Pilates focuses on strengthening the core, and everything comes from the core because the core part of your body supports everything in your body. It supports your spine, it supports your head, it supports your
Mm,
organs and protects
right.
your organs, right? And the core doesn't mean just your stomach. It
Okay.
means the entire core, the whole center part of your body, from under your rib cage in the front to your hips and all the way around your back.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and that's what Pilates addresses really, really well. And Pilates also addresses leg strength. And I mean,
Okay.
our legs are the largest muscles in our body. And so when we do a leg workout, we can burn more calories in a leg workout than any other kind of workout.
Hmm.
And so, you know, Pilates is beautiful for that.
Oh,
Absolutely.
good.
And you're using your own body to create the resistance,
Assistance.
you
Yeah.
know. But if you're in a Pilates class, you can do Pilates without equipment, but you can do Pilates with equipment, which is going to just take your resistance up to the next level and make you even stronger.
Okay. Awesome. Well, I know the people that are listening are happy to hear that because it's not all that jumping around.
You don't need to jump. Look,
Yeah,
Jack,
don't need to do all that.
do you remember Jack LaLanne?
Yes, I do.
Yes. You know, he's the one that introduced weight training to professional competitive athletes. You know, he was in his 70s and was, you know, pulling a boat full of people while his hands and feet were tied. I mean,
I remember him from way back in the day
yeah, first exercise program on television. I
on
remember as a little girl,
television.
my mom used to do it.
Exactly, exactly. So, Paula, you've provided some valuable information for those that are listening around our health, our gut, and learning to not say the word diet, because I think that's one of those vocabulary words that just get stuck in your mind. And as soon as you say it, you set yourself up for failure by
That's right.
saying that. So, just trying to be more healthy. What closing words or remarks would you like to share with the audience as we wrap up today?
I think the biggest thing is, in order to make yourself your number one priority when it comes to your health and your well being, you're going to have to learn to say no to things that aren't serving you. And what I do with my clients is a deep dive, it's a clarity probe. And we take a look at what your true values are in life. And if you're making decisions that are aligned with those true values, and if you're not, I give you the questions you need to be asking yourself every time you're ready to make a decision to make sure that you're creating a life that's aligned with your values. And then I'll help you to learn how to say no. Real easy. The word maybe needs to be taken out of the vocabulary too. It's either
Yeah.
yes or no. And that's what I help my clients do.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Is there anything for again, they go to paulafallon.com, any other website,
They can
or
they can visit me at paulafallon.com. But if you have been listening to us, whether you're on the replay or you're here with us live, if anything I've said has resonated with you, if you're struggling in this area, if you need help, get on a call with me. Let's have a conversation. I promise you, you're going to walk away with two things that you can do and start on right away to make an effective change in your life, to help you start feeling your best and showing up better in your life. So you just have to go to chatwithcoachpaula.com. That's not hard. Chat with Coach Paula, Paula.com. Jump on my calendar. Let's have a conversation. No obligation. I just want to help people. I want people to realize that it doesn't, it's not easy, but it's not hard either, right? It's simpler than you think, but you just need the support. You just need to have someone who can hold you accountable. And I promise you, the people who are closest to you are probably not going to give you the support you need. Never happens that way.
yeah,
That's why you need to work with someone who can help you and give you the support that you need.
yeah, and that's what they always say. If go to your friends and family first to get the first no, and then hire someone who can help you, a coach, a mentor, whomever, who can help you along the way. So, Paula, thank you so much for all those wonderful nuggets that you shared. I got a couple for myself. And for those that are listening, today was fabulous. And I hope that everyone listening really enjoyed it. So I'm going to probably need to sign up for a Pilates class myself.
I think you would enjoy it. They're great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Paula, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for those that are listening. Go to lindajordan.com for a free 30-minute consultation. But don't forget, connect with Paula at talk with, wait a minute,
Chat with Coach Paula.
chat with coachpaula.com. I'm talk, sorry. Today
Thank
has
you
been
for having
fabulous.
me.
It's a joy to have you. Always love chatting with you. So thanks for joining with me today at Real Talk with Dr. Linda. And we'll see you all next Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.